Ho, what is up, you guys? My name is Blitzversion1, and welcome back to Reaction Time, installment 52. We're moving right along with the month of December. We're actually going back to TechZone because I figured, why the hell not? I had this put in there. Incredible weapons that you should see. It looked really cool. It looked really interesting, as usual. I like weapons in general. I like swords. I like knives. I do like guns and stuff like that. I just don't really care for them as much as swords and knives because I'm a very old school type of person when it comes to weaponry. But that does not mean that I don't care for modern day firearms. I'm going to quit dick-daddling around. We're going to jump around and here we go. So without further ado, here we go. Good Lord. God damn. TechZone, baby!
Did you know that according to one version, airsoft originated in Japan? After World War II, the Japanese used toys for training, because post-war regulations restricted them from using real automatic weapons. In modern Japan, like in the United States, airsoft is a full-fledged sport, so items like the APS Thor grenade launcher are quite common. For $95, fans of airsoft battles get a weapon for 40mm grenades, and not a simple one, but with a trigger mechanism that allows you to shoot 150% more effectively, according to the seller, and the range reaches the 100-foot mark, comments say.
Good Lord.
Next up is a weapon by SSK Industries.
Fat Mag?
The company is confident that they've made the
that a
world's
shotgun?
largest caliber rifle. The weapon weighs from 77 to 119 pounds and fires 950 JDJ 24.1 by 75mm cartridges.
That's a big
the
ass
bullet
bullet.
mass is about 8 ounces, which is heavier than an iPhone 14 Plus. Not surprisingly, the rifle is nicknamed T-Rex Killer. If scientists managed to clone dinosaurs, people would hunt them with this weapon. However, it will be quite expensive. Back in 2015, one cartridge cost $60, and the rifles were custom made and dangerous. One can easily get injured just by the recoil.
Right? God damn, there's a dislocated shoulder. Fuck.
Here we have a coil gun. Shooter enthusiasts could probably tell you a lot about this kind of weapon.
Yeah.
This specific model was made by a team from America, and the price is impressive, $2,515. So, what
too
do
bad.
they offer to customers? It's worth noting that the manufacturing company was founded by two former officers of the US Air Force with extensive experience in aerospace engineering, so the weapon turned out to be even more impressive than many game versions. Up to 13 rounds per second, shot speeds of up to 246 feet per second, a computer control system, and more than 300 rounds on a single charge. The gun is optimized to fire variable caliber steel armatures, 0.2 to 0.3 inches in diameter and 0.7 to 0.9 inches in length. A full liability waiver may be required from the end user prior to shipment, and that's no surprise at all.
It's not enough firing bullets. It fires just little metal rods.
Here is the competition of the previously mentioned coil gun. Only this railgun costs less, only $1,600. The manufacturers are confident that this is an affordable price. They're selling faster than we can assemble them, their website states. The model weighs 7 pounds and has
That's
a range
pretty
of
cool.
about 40 feet. One charge is enough for 500 shots, and the total battery life will be enough for 50,000 shots. Sadly, you can't change the battery yourself, so you'll have to go to a specialist. On the other hand, this coin gun is not a firearm. It's practically silent and doesn't produce any recoil. However,
Wow.
it's only sold in the US.
Good Lord. Go on and get my coil
This
gun.
piece
I
of
hear an
weaponry
intruder.
was presented at the 2018
FDLS.
SHOT Show, the world's largest trade show for shooting enthusiasts. What do you
Yes.
think of this rifle for caseless, but not quite ammunition? It's called FDM-L5, and some
L5.
publications even claim that the US Army was interested in it. The ammunition used in this model consists of metal charge blocks with 5 bullets each, and if you think about it, how is this block different from a case? The magazine holds 6 of them, so the total capacity is 30 bullets. The emptied block goes aside and a new one takes its place. The system works in 3 modes: semi-automatic, automatic, and firing 5 rounds at a time. It sounds as wild as it looks. Not only does the FDM L5 have 5 barrels, but it can also be multi-caliber. For example, one barrel is perfect for calibers 5.56 and the other for 7.62. It's the ideal weapon for various shows and exhibitions, but it's hard to say why the military's interested in it. Here is another spectacular creation. This semi-automatic grenade launcher was also shown at the SHOT Show, but this time a little earlier, in 2014. It's a 37mm caliber model, and one of its features is that it's not gas operated. The trigger is responsible for both extraction and seating of a new shot. That's why it requires 2 fingers to operate it. The box magazine has 6 magazine slots for various types of shots, and the grenade launcher seems to be intended for riot control. Apparently, that's what the anime lady on the promotional poster is doing.
That's pretty cool. You can see the slug traveling.
As you know, the most ingenious things are the simplest. This is probably the principle that guided the manufacturers of this single-shot pistol, made of only 6 parts. There are models for the 380 ACP and 9mm ammunition, and the gun is marketed as a self-defense weapon. The price is reasonable, about $119, which is the average price for a lunch at a restaurant in downtown Paris. But what else does it offer? First, there are only 2 parts to be maintained, the barrel and the breech. Secondly, the appearance is not a tribute to fashion trends, but a disguise. The gun looks like a cordless drill. And third, the gun weighs about 10.5 ounces and is 6.5 inches long, which means that it's not bad for concealed carry either.
Simple trigger pull, and that's the end of the snake.
This American product is so good that sales outside the US
I always
are
love those type of
controlled by the
mags.
State Department and require a special license.
They're just so
Meet
cool looking.
the Beta Mag, a magazine that's been used in several military operations, including Operation Desert Shield. What you're seeing is a solution for a wide variety of weapons, from pistols like the Glock 17 to rifles like the M16 and the AR-15. The most popular versions are for 5.56, 7.62 and 9mm rounds, and they cost about $270. The magazine holds up to 100 cartridges, is designed for 60,000 rounds, and requires no maintenance other than cleaning and lubricating. The 5.56 by 45mm version weighs 2.2 pounds when empty and 4.6 pounds when loaded.
Here we go.
Did you know that the 22LR cartridge is a record breaker? It holds 2 records for the number of cartridges produced and fired in the world. It's been in production since 1887, but its application range is quite specific. An outstanding example of this is the American 180 submachine gun, which used this cartridge. The main feature is that the 22LR offers good accuracy and ballistic properties, especially at close range, combined with low power.
Yeah, it's a tiny bullet.
So, why not create a weapon for police and prison officials, ideal for riots and fights? As a matter of fact, it was made. The American 180 is equipped with 4 types of magazines, from 165 to 275 cartridges. It can also fire single shots or continuous bursts at 1,200 to 1,500 rounds per minute.
God, look at it spin! That's so cool!
This is the kind of experiments they did in the
Bushmaster
70s.
arm pistol.
The
Oh, I've heard about
Bushmaster
this.
Arm pistol. Its parent was the IMP-221 submachine gun, commissioned by the US Air Force. The military wanted a self-defense weapon for pilots, but later, after receiving several prototypes, abandoned the idea. But they didn't just throw the project away, and that's how the Bushmaster arm pistol was born. Interestingly enough, this gun was not only finished, but also put into production, as it was manufactured for civilian markets until the late 1980s. Weighing about 4.3 pounds, the gun used 5.56 by 45mm NATO ammunition, and the magazines were compatible with those of the AR-15 and M16. It required adjusting the gun to the hand, and it was frankly uncomfortable to shoot and aim. Not surprisingly, the Gwyn Firearms Manufacturing Company eventually went bankrupt. Gun enthusiasts have probably heard of the AR-7 rifle. It was created in the 1950s, but even today the weapon is popular and recognizable. How's that possible? The devil is in the details. Literally. The AR-7 is another
it's
survival
literally,
weapon
it's
for Air
all
Force
in the
pilots.
butt.
That
all
explains
in
the
the stock.
design of the rifle. It's
I saw that in a
assembled from only
magazine.
4 parts. The butt stock is used for transportation, and the other 3 parts are stored in it. Today's version of the AR-7 features an 8-round 22 LR magazine and weighs 3.5 pounds. It requires no tools to assemble either, and the stock is impact and water resistant. The gun is a favourite of hikers and adventurers, and will also interest hunters, says the manufacturer. The price starts at $250.
It's not bad.
The Glock pistol range is the undisputed
5
king
kit?
of the arms market. Maybe that's why the company's guns are regular guests at various gun shows and often become test subjects for upgrading. Anyone can modify these guns. All you need to do is find a set like this one. For just $1,300, you can turn your gun into this amazing weapon. A roomier magazine, a more comfortable buttstock, and optics. After all the improvements, you could hit a target at the distance of 299 feet. Not everyone is happy though. I was impressed until I saw the price tag, some users write. What do you think?
That's really cool though. It's really
Blade
dope.
Runner is an iconic movie.
Oh no!
about
Did
humans,
they actually make a blaster?
replicants and all that.
I've never
During
actually
his
seen Blade
adventures,
Runner. I
The
know.
protagonist Rick Deckard uses the Blaster Pro, a weapon which is still being replicated even today. 40 years
my
after
God,
the
did they
original
actually
film
make
was
a
released, so
fireable?
we couldn't make today's selection without them. One version is based on the Charter Arms Bulldog revolver with 44 Magnum cartridge,
That's
and its
dope.
author is quite adamant about its quality. No plastic junk. But another version used not only plastic, but also polymer resin, and it looks quite good on the shelf. By the way, a question for movie buffs. Do you think that Blade Runner 2049 managed to reach the same level as the 1982 classic? The
So
final
cool.
shot in today's video is fired by this model.
That's what I
published
saw on the
popular
thumbnail. It
website
looks like a
Artscape.
handheld
On the screens is the
shotgun.
creation of a Polish designer.
It looks
the
like a
5-shot
flare gun.
weapon would look quite appropriate in a shooter. The SFG Rugon contains elements of a flare gun, combined with a revolver. It's made of plastic and metal. The inventor
Oh, it's
went
made
to
of
such
plastic and you
lengths
can't
with
use
the
it as a
detail
shotgun
that he
then.
made
It's
a
literally just a
sticker with the
5-round
number of
flare
the
gun.
patent and the license.
Hey, stop being lazy. It's
When are
time
they
to
going to put that in H3? That's dope. But yeah, a lot of those weapons I actually use in H3 really, really regularly. I test a lot of weapons in H3 because they're just really fascinating. And like I say, it's the only VR shooter game that I've found that's fairly accurate to actually be able to hold them, and you actually have to have the distance right in order to fire it right, and it's really cool. You have to, you have seen, I've done H3 for the channel before, but it's really fascinating. I mean, like I said, I'm not big on guns, but they are fascinating. I mean, the technological warfare that we are in our modern age is just amazing with some of the weapons that are coming out. I mean, it came from just swords and shields, bows and arrows to single shot muzzle loaders to, you know, cranking, repeating machine guns to revolvers to semi-automatics to fully automatics to... It's just fucking amazing, and some of the technological advances we've made with just fucking weapons is just crazy. I mean, yeah, I'd love to see a lot of more sword-based stuff come back around, but again, who would want to use a sword when you can just pull out a gun and blast them, especially in Texas and stuff like that, where last I heard, you don't no longer need a license to conceal. But that is going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Which one was your favorite gun? Let me know in the comments down below and stuff like that. And if you guys have anything else you want to see me react to, feel free to put it in the comments down below. I will try and get to them as soon as I can. If I don't get to them this month, they will get pushed to next year. But hey, I'll at least get to them because I'll put them in the playlist. So that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Hey, and peace. Watch out.